Halo? Uka Ubay sandinya apa, Ai? Oh yes. Nanti aja. Saya tahu udah punya. I'm from Jakarta. Halo,
Hello.
Miss. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. So this is our first meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay. So today will be our introduction. Okay.
Okay.
Jadi I will be the first, yeah. Okay. I will introduce myself first. Then you can introduce yourself to me.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Okay. Yes, I will wait too.
I have to introduce myself.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I will be the first, yeah. I will introduce
Yeah.
myself first. Okay. Okay. Hello, Miss. My name is Din Amdini Risa. You can call me Risa, Miss Risa. It's okay, yeah. It's up to you. And then from Kota Serang, Banten. Yeah. Then I was graduated from UIN Jogja for English major. And then now I'm a teacher and also a freelance bahasa. Then also, what is it? My hobbies. Okay, my hobbies are cooking and teaching. Actually, I like to teach. Okay, nice to meet you, Miss.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is your turn to introduce yourself to me.
Could you listen my voice?
Yeah, of course. Yes, I can hear your voice clearly.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. My name is Santi. I was born in Malang, more over 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Malang is Java. You know it?
Yes, I know. I ever gone there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grow up there for about since I was born till in elementary school
Okay.
in a third grade.
Mm-hmm.
Then my family moved to Gresik for 9 years, and then we back to Malang again. So I attend my senior high school studies in Malang.
Okay.
But I got my lecture in Surabaya.
Great. Okay. Then what are you now, Miss?
Pardon?
What are you? It means I asked for your profession.
Oh, I'm a dentist, but now I'm just mother with 2 children.
It's okay. Is it because of pandemic or no?
Yes, because of this pandemic and because of my husband job then in foreign.
Okay. You know that I have two private classes in Guru Bahasa, and most of them are dentists.
Oh.
You and Miss Dian. Her name is Miss Dian. And she
Yeah.
also stopped. Yeah, she also stopped because of this pandemic. That's why I asked
Yeah.
you. I asked you,
Yeah.
did you stop because of this pandemic? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. As you know, it's our profession organization suggests us to stop except urgently.
Yeah. Maybe because of it's correlated with what is it, mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because our job is correlated with mouth and saliva.
Saliva.
it's the media for the viruses to invade the human body.
Yeah. Okay then. So may I know what's your purpose in learning English, Miss?
um, I guess that my English is unfluently, but I have to follow my husband's job to South Korea and in this October. So I have to learn English anymore.
Okay. Wow, it's
That's it.
great anyway. So you are going to go to South Korea this October.
Yes,
Okay. Is it only for you and your husband or whole of your family?
whole of my family.
Ah, great then. So may I know what's your husband's job?
My husband is a Air Force officer.
Mm, that's very nice.
Then yes,
Mm.
thank
And
you.
then how about your children's education? Just like their school?
Yes, of course have to
Oh.
uh, they have to study there, but they must also uh, finish in this semester.
Okay then. It's online, so I think it will not disturb them if they don't, even if they don't move.
Yeah, but this going to South Korea, I think, is the good experience for them.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah, yes.
That's nice. That will be nice experience for you and your children.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay then, Miss D. Miss, what can I call you? Pardon me, Miss
You
Sandy.
can call me Santi.
Okay, Miss Sandy. Okay. Okay.
Santi, SANTI.
Okay. Okay, Miss. And then today we have a first lesson, right? Actually, you have a good English enough anyway.
Not good, just fair, average, average.
Okay, but it's okay. And then because maybe your purpose of learning English is because you want to master English more in your speech, yeah, in your speaking.
Yes,
Yeah, because you
yes,
want to go abroad, South Korea. Okay. Why don't
yeah.
you learn Korean?
Pardon me.
Why don't you learn Korean?
Oh yes. We learn to Korean
Mhm.
language.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Maybe it will be more useful over there to use Korean.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay.
It's it's very useful, uh, especially for shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, for buying some vegetables maybe, or maybe some
Yeah,
fruits. Yeah, you can use their language.
yeah,
And they will
yes.
be very happy if what is it, there's foreigner come to their country and use their language. They will be very happy, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, so today can we go to our material today, Miss?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I will share my screen to you. Okay. But before that, have you got this module, Miss?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, it will be great. Okay, Miss, may I what is it? May I correct something from what you have told me just now, Miss? Little thing actually. Okay. Miss, do you know what the difference between using again
Mm-hmm.
and anymore? Do you know what the difference between using again anymore? Because in Indonesia they have the same meaning, right?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Um,
Do you
I
know
guess that again is a must, but anymore is not not must enough. Maybe,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay, actually, this is about culture. Okay. This is
Oh, okay.
culture. When we are learning about language, so we have to learn about their culture also. And then again, it used to be applied if you want to say the positive sentence.
Yes.
For example, I go to Malang again. I go to Gresik again. I eat again, like that one. So it's a positive sentence. For example, this one. But if you want to use anymore, it's for negative question sentence. Now, for example, I will not go to Malang anymore. And
Oh, I see.
yes, okay. Don't you want to see me anymore? This one. Don't you want to see me anymore? Okay. So it's their culture. If they want to say about a positive sentence, they will use again. And if they want to say about a negative and a question sentence, they will use anymore. So it will be better. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear, Miss?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay then. So today actually we will practice the letters of the alphabet. It's an easy thing, okay? And then we will learn how to ask and give information about someone. That's two things that we are going to learn today. Okay. And I'm sure that you have already mastered the alphabet, but now I want to read the alphabet and then you can repeat after me. A,
A,
B,
B,
C,
C,
D,
D,
E,
A,
F,
F,
G,
G,
H,
H,
I,
I,
J,
J,
K,
K,
L,
L,
M,
M,
N,
N,
O,
O,
P,
P,
Q,
Q,
R,
R,
S,
S,
T,
T,
U,
U,
V,
V,
W,
W,
X,
X,
Y,
Y,
and Z.
Z.
We can say Z or Z actually for this thing. Okay.
Okay.
And then we are going to practice it to spell our name. Yeah, but this is the example about spelling Ling name. Okay, how do you spell your name? Okay, and then this is L-I-N-G. But sometimes, not sometimes, but most of what is it, indigenous from Europe or from America, yeah, they will use word connection to say this one. We as Indonesians sometimes just spell the name L-I-N-G, but they spell the name using word connection. So it's not L-I-N-G, but L-I-N-G, like that one.
Yeah.
They are using word connection. That's why sometimes we are hard to know about what are they talking about because they are speaking faster than us, because they are using word connection and we are not using that. Okay. Okay, Miss, you may repeat after me. L-I-N-G.
L-I-N-G.
Okay. A-R-I-S-A.
L-I-I-S-A.
Okay. Z-A-S-K-I-A.
Z-A-S-K-A.
L-I-N-G.
L-I-N-G.
H-A-R-U-T-O.
H-A-I-U-T-O.
Okay. So, how do you spell your name, Miss Santi?
S-A-S-A-N-T-U.
Okay. And then, how do you spell your child's name?
Child's name?
Your child's name? One of your children?
Oh, my children.
Yeah.
My children's name.
Yeah.
My girl is Danes, Ghanes, and my boy is Sandy, Sandi.
Okay. Okay. Great then. And then now you can sorry. You can listen and repeat the sentence with me. My name is Zaskia.
My name is Saskia.
My family name is Malik.
My family name is Malik.
Okay. Okay. For some other sentences, you can say I am, or this is, but usually this is used to introduce others. For example, you introduce your child to me, Miss Risa, this is Sandy, like that one. But if we want to introduce ourselves, usually it use I'm not or I am. Okay, like that one. My name is I am Zaskia. I am Zaskia. Okay, let's practice. What is your name?
My name is Santi. My name is. What is your name?
My name is Haruto.
My name is Haruto.
Okay. Now, but some of them will say not what is your name, but what's your name? Just like what's your name? What's your name?
What's your name?
Yeah, what's your name? What's your name? It's very fast. What are you going to go? Where are you going to go? What you gonna go? Like that one. They will short it out.
Yes.
What's your name? Sometimes I only hear the last words of what they are talking about. What's your name? Oh, they are asking name, so I answer. My name is Risa, like that one. The first time the first time I met foreigner, so I only know the last word they say. So what's your name? My name is Risa. Name, only name. Have you ever make a conversation with foreigner, miss? What's your experience?
Yes. Besides that, the sentence seems too fast. It sounds
different.
It sounds like high and low rhythm.
Yeah, the rhythm will be different with our rhythm. We are using Indonesian English.
Yes.
Have you ever gone to Malaysia or Singapore, or maybe you met with the person from Singapore or Malaysia?
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have what is a different accent, right?
Yeah. English.
That's called accent. So we are using Indonesian accent, but actually most of Indonesian they have already mastered about, for example, what is it? American accent, British accent, like that one. And they are speaking very, very great, I think. And I just use Indonesian accent, especially Japanese. Yeah.
Japanese English.
Yeah, Japanese English. Japanese English. Okay, then. Then now we are going to talk about where are we from. Okay. Then I will read this sentence and then you can repeat after me. I am from Jakarta.
I am from Jakarta.
I was born and raised in Bandung.
I was born and raised in Bandung.
Okay. I grew up in Bandung.
I grew up in Bandung.
Now I live in Kediri.
Now I live in Kediri.
Like that one. Usually Indonesian, they will say, I was born and raised in Bandung. But they will say, I was born and raised in Bandung. Like that one. They used word connection between this one. I was born and because there's a consonant and then this is vowel, so they will connect it. So I was born and raised in, they are the same, not raised in, they will not say like that one, but raised in. They just connect between two words, raised in Bandung. Okay. And it also happened to this sentence, not I grew up, but I grew up. I grew up. I grew up in Bandung. Now I live in. It's not I live in, but I live in. It's like that one. Okay. And then for this one, for telling about where are we from, we can say I'm from, or I came from, or I was born and raised in, or we can say I grew up in blah 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 and now I live in blah blah blah. But usually if you want to say I'm from, so they will use town or nationality. For example, someday if you are in South Korea and then you make a conversation with Korean, so you will say I'm from Indonesia. Or you can say also I'm Indonesian actually. Sometimes I'm Indonesian. I'm from Indonesia. I came from, just now you told me that you came from Malang. You can say you came from, where do you live now? Malang, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, okay, you live in, I came from Malang. And I was born and raised in Malang, and then I grew up in Gresik, right? Gresik?
Yes.
Yeah, so you grew up in Gresik and then now you live in Malang too. Okay, that's great. Which Malang means the central of Malang, the town, the downtown?
Yes, the center of Malang. But we now live in Jakarta.
Oh, you are now in Jakarta?
Yes.
Okay, so it's nearby me. You know Kota Serang? Banten?
Serang, Banten, yes. Haven't been
Yes.
there.
Yeah, it's only 3 hours, about 3 hours to Jakarta. But now using, okay. And then you are living in Jakarta because, are you living in Jakarta because preparing of going to South Korea?
No, because my husband is work here.
Okay then. So how about the situation in Jakarta now, Miss?
If it's related with this pandemic, is better than a month ago.
Okay.
The positivity rate is less than.
Okay. So what about this lockdown? Is it useful for Jakarta?
Oh yes, I think it's very useful.
Okay. So what about, what is it? The situation and the atmosphere of Jakarta, is it quiet or it's just crowded as normal?
If the traffic jam is always acute, but it's better than before this pandemic. But in shopping, such a public place or shopping center, it's more quiet.
Okay.
It's more quiet, less people.
Are you just staying at home or you go outside sometimes?
What do you mean?
Are you just staying at home or you go outside sometimes?
Yes, sometimes I go out, but I'm frequently in home.
Okay. Staying at home, yeah? Okay, great then.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are going to practice again. Yeah, back to the topic, back to our topic today. If we want to say, if we want to ask about people's, what is it? Where they are from, we can say, where are you from? Or where do you live now? We can say like that one. They are just the same. Where are you from? I come from Makassar. Where do you live now? I live in Surabaya. Okay. Can you repeat after me, Miss?
Okay.
Okay. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
I come from Makassar.
I come from Makassar.
Where do you live now?
Where do you live now?
I live in Surabaya.
I live in Surabaya.
Okay. So have you ever lived in Surabaya, Miss Santi?
Yes, I've lectured in Erlangga University for about 5 years.
5 years. And then how was Surabaya at that time?
Now Surabaya is for about this pandemic, yeah. The positivity rate is higher than Jakarta, but it's better than a month ago.
Okay.
The hospital is still full.
Okay. It's better than a month ago. Is it because of this lockdown?
Yes, I think.
Okay. So
That's,
yeah, just please continue it, Miss.
some people there is stubborn, I think.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
You know, in Serang also, it's very less people with mask.
The mask, yeah.
They never use mask, not never, but just they use mask because they don't want to get a punishment from the police.
Yeah.
Not because they
Just because
not
aware.
because they
Yeah.
are afraid of this pandemic or because they heard that this pandemic is dangerous, not because of that, but because they are afraid of police.
Yes, you're right. Yes, absolutely right.
But it doesn't happen in Jakarta, right?
Yeah. Most of people aware about the importance of vaccinated, I think.
Okay. Have you got the vaccinated? Have you got vaccination, Miss?
No. Yes.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, Miss Santi. Hello, Miss. What
Hello,
happened just
Daniel
now?
problem?
I think I got an issue from my laptop because
Oh,
I'm sorry because yeah, there's an issue I think for my
yeah.
laptop.
Oh, okay.
I got a very strength Wi-Fi signal, but sometimes just disconnect itself. I don't know why. Maybe I have to check it out.
Okay.
Okay, let us continue it. Just now we have talked about when we want to ask about people's where are they from, right? Okay, I will share it again to you. Okay, can you see my screen now, Miss?
Yes, I see.
Okay. And then, okay, this one. Where do you live now? I live in Surabaya. Okay, then. And then now we go to the fourth. We go on to the fourth practice. And then it's all about how to ask about people's age. And then the answer I am 25 years old, and it can be 25 like that one. It's simpler, right? To say I'm 25, then to say I'm 25 years old. Okay. They will not also say years old. They will not make a part of them, but they will use word connection, so it will be heard as years old. Years old. I'm 25 years old. Okay. Can you repeat after me, Miss?
Okay.
I'm 25 years old.
I'm 25 years old.
Okay. I'm 25.
I'm 25.
Okay. 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 How old are you? Okay. How old are you means they are asking about our age. How old are you? I'm 20 years old. And then how old are you, Miss Santi?
I'm 44 years old.
44 years old, but it's like 24 years old.
Thank you.
Yes, really. Okay, then. Yeah, really. How old is your first child, Miss?
My first child is 11 years old because I have them 7 years after after we got married.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay. 11 years old, it means she is still elementary school or say or junior high school.
First grade in junior high school.
Or first grade in junior high school. Okay.
Yes.
So where does she go to school? Where does she go to school?
Where does he go to school?
Yes.
And 214. Yes, junior high school.
Okay. And then what about your second child? What about your second child? How old is he?
8 years old.
8 years old? Okay.
Yes.
What about him? Where does he go to school?
He studied in Islamic elementary school in second grade.
Oh, in second grade.
Mhm.
Okay. Is he learning English now? I can hear
Yes.
his voice. Is it
Yes.
the same private lesson also?
Yes.
Okay.
The same with me.
Okay. Okay. We are going to talk about something again. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you know? Actually, it's not same with,
Mhm.
but same as.
Same as, yeah.
If you want to use with, so it's going to be similar with,
Okay.
like this one. Same with, it's not same with, it's common mistake. It's common mistake in, what is it, in Indonesian, but it's okay.
Yes.
Same
Yes.
as or similar with, okay?
Okay.
Same as me or similar with me, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and then, so how old is your husband, Miss?
My husband is 44 years old too.
Okay, 44 years old too. Okay. And then this one, it's talking about number of siblings. Okay, number of siblings. How many siblings do you have anyway, Miss?
2 siblings.
2 siblings. Okay. Are you the first or the last one?
I'm the first.
Okay, you're the first. And
3
then-
with me.
Okay. So you have a brother or sister?
No, I didn't have.
You don't have it.
We have sister. 2
Okay.
sisters.
2 sisters. Okay.
Mhm.
So all of your parents' children are daughter.
3 girls. Yes. Daughter.
All of them, all of you are girls, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we can say, if we want to say about siblings, we can say I am first child in my family, or I am single, or I am the last child of my family. I'm single if we want to say that we haven't married yet. But if we have already married, yeah, I'm married, like that one. Okay, so it's what is it? Like this one. I'm first child in my family. I'm second child, or I'm the last child of my family. Okay, I'm one of 3 siblings, for example. So you are one of 3 siblings, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, one of 3 siblings, and you are the first.
Yes.
Yeah, it means that you have 2 little sister, right?
Hello. Ngelag lagi dong.
So what about your sister, Miss? Where are they? Are they in Malang now? Okay. Sorry, Miss, it's out again. I don't know why. The connection is lost again. You know, I'm very near with the central of my Wi-Fi connection. It means that it's not because of the connection, right? It's because of maybe my computer. Okay, can we continue it now? Okay, I couldn't hear your voice, Miss. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. That's
I'm muted.
Okay then. And it's all about siblings. We are talking about siblings just now, right? And then I asked you, where does your sister live now?
My sister is big.
So where do they live now, Miss? Where does your sister live now?
My sister lives in Malang now.
Okay, all of your sisters.
Yes.
Okay, so you are in Jakarta alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the adventurer.
Okay. So what's the last time you meet your sister?
I met them and 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Did they come to Jakarta or you came to Malang?
We came to Malang.
Okay.
Go to Malang. We went to Malang.
Okay, you went to Malang. Okay, well then. Malang is cold, right?
Yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But not so cold when we were there.
Okay. But not as hot as Jakarta, right? The weather
Yes,
is not as hot as Jakarta. Okay.
surely yes.
Surely, yes. Yeah. Okay, and then do you have sibling? If, for example, is there's a question that do you have sibling? And then your answer is Miss?
Yes, I have siblings.
Okay. And then now we are going to talk about job, yeah? And
Yeah.
then you can listen and repeat this sentence after me. I work at Google in the R&D department.
I work at Google in the R&D department.
I'm a student in one senior high school in Jakarta.
I'm a student in one senior high school in Jakarta.
I have a Bachelor of Management degree in Gajah Mada University.
I have a Bachelor of Management degree in Gajah Mada University.
Okay. Okay. If we want to say about where do we work, we can say I work at or I work for, and then we mention the name of company in what department, like that one. For example, I work at Avialand in the education department. I work at Guru Bahasa in the education department, for example, like that one. Okay. So where did you work before, Miss? Before you decided to stop being a dentist?
I'm a dentist general practitioner in clinic. Yes.
In clinic, okay. Is it in Jakarta too or outside?
Yes, in Jakarta.
Okay. Okay. But how can what is it? I still see that some of dentists they are still opening for their practitioner. So how come they are still working?
Yeah. Some case needs to solve the problems such as inflammation or tooth extraction like this. But we have to limit the amount of patient for about 5 till 10 patients.
Okay. Okay, I see. And then if you want to say about I'm student in, if we are a student, we can say I'm student in, for example, your daughter, I'm a student in blah, 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 school, like that one. And then I'm about to graduate. Do you know what does about to means?
Means kurang lebih or
Okay. About to is the about to means this one.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So be here is be here depends on what subject we use. For example, we use she. So he is about to
Okay.
graduate. This one. If the subject is I, so I am about to. I'm about to fall asleep. Like this one. It means it hasn't happened yet.
Mhm.
Okay,
I
then.
am about to fall asleep.
Yes, okay. And then I have a bachelor of, like this one, bachelor of blah, blah, blah degree in what university? For example, I have a bachelor of English education degree in Win University, Win. I'm currently taking a course in this one. You can say I'm currently taking a course in Guru Bahasa, like that one. Do you take this course together with your son?
Tired because there is no fire.
Pardon? I can recognize your voice.
Okay. Do you take
I get tired.
course in Guru Bahasa with your son?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
So what about your sister?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, my sister.
Oh, I mean your daughter. Your daughter and your son. Your son.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you take with your son. What
Mm.
about your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter takes two, but in different time. She got in 1 p.m.
Oh, 1 p.m. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So how do you know Guru Bahasa, Miss?
My friends tell me about it, about Guru Bahasa.
Okay.
Because I look for the English course,
Online
online
English
English course.
course. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. Okay. This one, Miss. Just now I asked you about what do you do. It doesn't mean that I ask about your what are you doing now. It's gonna be different. What do you do means we are asking about the profession. If someone in South Korea later asks you for what do you do, and it means they are asking for your job, your profession. Okay. It doesn't mean that they are asking what are you doing. Okay. What do you do? Okay, you can repeat after me. What do you do?
What do you do?
I work.
I work.
Where do you work?
Where do you work?
Okay. I work at Global Printing Shop in the operating department.
I work at Global Printing Shop in the operating department.
Okay. And then now talking about hobby. Okay. Talking about hobby. We can say I'm a big fan of football club. Okay, you can repeat after me, Miss. I am a big fan of football club.
I am a big fan of a football club.
I am a keen traveler.
I am a keen traveler.
I enjoy traveling.
I enjoy traveling.
Okay, we can say I'm a big fan of blah blah blah, or I'm a keen of blah blah blah, or I enjoy or I like that one. Yeah. Okay, this is one information for you. If you want to say I like, you should use sub in. For example, I like traveling. Traveling. And then we can use this one also. I like to. If you want to say I like to, so it should be at verb 1. It should be followed by the first one, the first verb 1. For example, I like to travel. Like this one. Okay, you got the point?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. So what's your hobby, Miss Santi?
I like reading and listening to the music.
Reading and listening to the music. Okay. So what's the book that you read for the last time?
I've read.
Is it novel?
No, just a magazine.
Ah, magazine. Okay, then. Do you like to read novel?
Yes, when I'm teenagers and when I'm a lecturer.
Okay, great. And then now we are going to learn about self-introduction, okay? Good morning, everyone. Okay, my name is Risa and I'm 26 years old, computer science and electronics graduate from Yogyakarta. Now I work as a software engineer and I'm a big fan of gaming, especially Among Us. Okay, this is just the example of the way we introduce ourselves. And then I thought that you have already done just now at the beginning of our meeting.
Yes.
Okay, and then you will be Zaskia and I will be teacher, okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Miss Smith. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Miss Smith. Nice to meet you too.
What's your name?
My name is Yunwoo.
Hyunwoo.
Yes.
How do you spell your name? It should be...
The,
It should be Zaskia, right? Not Yunwoo.
Oh.
It should be...
Oh, yeah.
My name is Zaskia, right?
Oh, okay. My name is Zaskia.
Okay. Zaskia? Zaskia. Okay. How do you spell your name?
Z-A-S-K-A.
Z-A-S-K-I-A.
Z-A-S-K-A, right? Yes, that's right.
What is your family name?
My family name is Malik.
How do you spell that?
M-I-L-I-K.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where are you from?
I'm from Medan.
Which part of Medan do you live?
I live in the downtown.
Do you live with your family?
Yes, I live with my husband and 2 children.
What do you do for a living?
I work as fashion designer.
Wow, it's interesting.
What about you?
I teach English at Guru Bahasa.
You must be very passionate.
Sure, I love sharing and meeting people.
Well, I must be off. See you next time.
See you. Okay, Miss. And then, what about today, Miss? Do you have any question for today?
Not yet.
Chat, okay. Okay, Miss, because you don't have any question for today, I think this is the end of our meeting. I hope what we have learned just now can be very useful for us. Thank you for your time. And then see you tomorrow,
Welcome.
Miss. Okay, bye-bye. Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Excuse me, when will we meet again?
Tomorrow at the same time, at 8 p.m.
Tomorrow. I'm sorry, I have Korean course.
Okay, you can inform Miss Ellen to reschedule the time.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
Bye. Thank you. Not yet. It's enough.
Okay. Okay, bye-bye, Miss. Wassalamualaikum.
Bye. Thank you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.